welcome back to the channel. So I want to do a little comparison between the Breitling Superocean 42 on the right side and the Tudor Black Bay 58 on the left. Now, this isn't exactly a fair comparison because of size, but what I really wanted to go over was just the brand, not so much design, because they are designed quite a bit different, but build quality, okay? Now, on these two, I'll get the dimensions out of the way anyway. On the left, the Tudor Black Bay 58, we're coming in at 39 millimeters from side to side and 47 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. We have 11.9 millimeter in thickness and 20 millimeter lugs, okay? Now on the Breitling on the right, Superocean 42, we are coming in at 42 millimeters from side to side, 50 from lug tip to lug tip, 13.3 millimeters thick, and 20 millimeter lug openings. Now I wanted to compare these two watches because I think that if you guys are, watch enthusiasts like me, you might be looking at both these. And they are comparable in price. There's your thickness, of course, your profile there in the top, but you may be looking at these. Now, this is a vintage style looking watch. This is, more contemporary, more current with the 2020, but in build quality, there is differences, okay? And I know the sizing's different, but you may be looking at these two because they're not, on the wrist, and I'll demonstrate that they're not too far off, okay? This Tudor Black Bay, I will say, in the, 39 millimeter, it just fits like an old Submariner. This is just a Breitling. Breitlings are always bigger. And sometimes, they're a little, sometimes, you can get this is a 42, you can get them in a 44. But they had, the Super Avengers and stuff like that, or I think it's the Breitling Avenger. Yeah, you could get them bigger than that. They have some real big cases, for like 47 millimeters. So Breitling's known for making big watches, and like the older chronomats were like a 40, and the chronomat, what is it? The Breitling. That was the older chronomats. What was the other one? They're all different sizes, okay? So what I'm just trying to say is traditionally the Breitling are just bigger size watches. This is a dive watch, so at 42 millimeters for me and my wrist size, it actually fits very well. And this is I've got a 7 1/4 or so, right around there, and it fits me pretty nice. Now this is going to be as big as I'd like. I don't want anything bigger than this, to be honest. We're at 50 tip to tip, 42 side to side. The thickness doesn't bother me at all at 13, 13.3. And it is proportioned well with the 20 millimeter lugs. But I really don't want to go any bigger than this. I think this takes up enough real estate on my wrist. You really don't want anything to hang over your wrist. This just sits in between. And I'll demonstrate. Once we put the Tudor Black Bay 58 on, you could see the difference. Now, at 39 millimeter, and more importantly, the 47 tip to tip, it just fits perfect, like just right where it's supposed to be. It's like hanging a portrait on the wall. It's perfectly aligned. You have just enough room on both sides of your wrist, nothing overlapping, nice on the sides. This is just perfect. This is perfectly proportioned for my wrist. The thickness is 11.9 and also well proportioned with 20 mil lugs. Okay. So another, where they're kind of close too with these, and maybe, another reason why you guys might be looking at these is the price point. I think these are retail 36 to 3,700, right around there with a bracelet. Maybe even a little bit more with the bracelet. These are at 39.50. These Black Bay 58s are hard to come by, and you can't really get them you can't pay less than retail for them. So these, just like Rolex, these Tudors, and I think it has a lot to do with them holding back production and all that kind of stuff. And, I don't know all the details, but I do know that is keeping the value up there. They are, sought after, people want them. The Breitling, I think these are desirable as well, but you can get them. They're just about, they're easy to find. They're at the 80s. They're on eBay. They're everywhere. Okay. This one here is retail $39.50, but you could probably find them for $2,500, $2,600, somewhere in that range. So these are a good value. If you want a good Swiss made watch, you just want to pick something up with the brand heritage. Breitling's been around since 1884. Tudor's been around a long time, not as long as Rolex, but they've been around a long time. I think 1920 something, I believe. These both have great brand heritage, history, all that. The movements they're running. This is in the Tudor. We're running the in-house MT5402. Anti-magnetic silicon hairspring, 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's got a 70-hour power reserve. In the Breitling, we're running the heavily modified ETA 2824. 40 or so power reserve, but a very good movement. And Breitling modifies them in a big way because this thing is keeping excellent time, just as good as this Tudor, if not better. Okay, that's another thing I really like about this Breitling. And if you watch the videos on Breitling and what they do with their movements and everything, I mean, they completely go through them. And it's not just a standard ETA. They do quite a bit with them. So you're getting, quite a bit with the Breitling. You really are. I think they're both great watches. We'll demonstrate Lume in just a moment, but I believe the Tudor is going to hold its value. Breitling, not so much for whatever reason. They're kind of soft, but I think the Tudor will hold its value. It'll probably go up. And possibly, I don't know if they're going to discontinue this model. If they ever did, it's going to go up even more. So this thing here, I think, is something. If you purchase this one right here, it should be a keeper. You should hang on to it for a while. This one here, you purchase just to wear, to love. This is a great choice right here for the Breitling. It really is. But to ever think it's going to go up in value, it's not going to. Now, if we look at the build quality. Breitling does polishing, great. They're really good at their polishing. Not so much in the brushing. And I didn't really realize this because I've never had a Breitling that had any brushing on it. Most of them were all polished that I've had. The Chronomite Evolution, all the even some Superoceans I had in the past, they were all polished. But if you look at these lugs, the top of the lugs, and there's no scratches. I've been very careful with this watch, but the brushing is it's real light brushing. It's almost like, there's hardly anything there almost. It looks kind of like a satin. I'll be honest, it kind of cheapens the watch. It cheapens the look of it. And the polishing is awesome, but just the brushing, in my opinion, isn't there. Now, if you look at the Tudor, the brushing is just amazing. It's done very well. It's grainy. You could see it. It really reminds me of an old Rolex. And then you have that polish chamfer there on the corners, which is just beautiful. Done very well. So, I know these are different styles. This is more vintage, but I'll be honest, that is, it's not doing it justice right now with the, it's like it's not picking it up. There you go. Kind of is there. But look at that graininess of the horns there, lug horns. Done very well. So much better, in my opinion, than the Breitling. Now, these are two different styles, of course. So, they're not. You can't really totally compare them. They're not exactly apples to apples here. But I'm just wanting to show you the build quality. Okay, I don't know where these are. I really don't know the origins of a lot of these watches. They don't tell you, so I don't know exactly where all these parts are made. I have no idea. It says Swiss made on the dial, but how much do we really know, to be honest? I think Tudor, the way they're building these, they're up there. They're real close to what you'd get with a Rolex, in my opinion. The Breitling is done very, very well, but I don't think it's as high end. I really don't. Just by having, and this is a fair comparison. I'm trying to be unbiased. I own both, but this is just what I see. But both great watches. Okay, now Breitling Lume is gonna destroy the Tudor. Okay, it's very strong. I'm gonna lume these up real quick, and then we're gonna close. This wasn't a, I'm not trying to shit on the Breitling or the Tudor or anything. I just wanted to let have you guys see the differences and my opinion. But the bracelet, I'll tell you, the bracelet on the Breitling is amazing. This is the, I think, Fighter 3 bracelet. It's good. It's really good. The Tudor Black Bay, it's an oyster style bracelet. It's good. It's decent, but it's got the rivets, which I'm used to now. It doesn't bother me so much anymore. It did before. But let me turn off the lights. Now, if you look at the difference there, look at that. Now, the Tudor's good. Trust me, it's good. But the Breitling just screams. And it's evenly applied. There's no blotchiness. Sometimes you might see some blotchiness here or there. It's completely bright, evenly applied, perfect. I mean, they did a great job with that. I really like that about the Breitling. I do. I kind of wish and you can kind of see it, I wish the date there at the 3 o'clock was kind of bordered. It's kind of got like a gunmetal surround around all the lume plots. I wish it had that on the date wheel, or on the date, had it bordered in that like a gunmetal, but they missed that detail. And this is real clean on the Black Bay 58 because there's nothing there, no date. It's just seamless. Excuse me. So there you have it. And this thing lasts all night. This Breitling here, I'm going to compare it to my Seiko Marine Master because the lume is just amazing. Okay, even almost as good or better than that, and it's hard to beat Seiko. So anyway, there you have it, guys. This is the comparison between the Tudor Black Bay 58 and the Breitling Superocean 42. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. To show you guys is the bezel action. Okay, so the bezel action on the Breitling is good, but kind of loud. And the teeth on the bezel make it real easy to turn. Just kind of loud. Okay, lines up perfect. And it's 120 click. Now, the Tudor is 60 click. And it's just beautiful. It's refined. It's way better. It's just way better than the Breitling. And it's, in my opinion, I think it's better than any watch out there, unless you put it up against a Submariner, Tudor, or a Rolex Submariner. It may even be better than that. I don't know. I mean, this, look at that. Listen to it too. Precise, not loud and clickety clackety. I mean, this is perfect. Anyway, just want to show you guys the bezels, 120 click and 60 click. Thank you guys. You have a great day. Take care. Goodbye.